It so happened, while talking of languages, one more very interesting thing happened which you must know. Whenever Swami would grant an interview, he had granted a lot of interviews to the students. Whenever he would like us to learn a lesson, or he would like us to understand some very important aspect of our lives, he would take that opportunity to grant an interview. So one day he took us for an interview, and what would be Swami's normal way of starting an interview? If it's a group which is Telugu speaking group, Swami would go first, make sure that the ladies go in first, then the gents follow. Then Swami would ask them to make way so that he could go and sit on his chair in the corner, turn on the light, the fan, and then close the door, and then he would sit, and the first word would be Em Samacharam, and that sweet tone of his, what is the news? If it's an English group, if it's a Hindi group, Kya khabar hai? And then somebody would speak something, and picking up those words, Swami would go on with his discourse. And after discourse would be the cream on the cake, which would be Swami would call you for a personal interview. So we would know that this was Swami's way of conducting interview. So one day we had a great opportunity that there was a whole group of Americans which Swami called. And as we know, Americans all speak English. And out of that, there was one boy, 16 or 17 years old, who had come to Puttaparthi for the first time. And they had been in Puttaparthi for almost 10 or 15 days, and it was the second interview or the first interview, I don't remember. Swami called that group. When they went in, Swami sat on his chair, and then he spoke in Telugu. Em Samacharam, Emandi, Ipuducharu. Swami spoke all those words, and then he spontaneously flew into Telugu. He started giving a discourse into Telugu. For the next 5 minutes, we were looking at Bhagwan and looking at the Americans, and looking at Bhagwan and looking at Americans. The Americans are looking at me and looking at Bhagwan, that at least you tell that we are not understanding anything. Now how can you stop Bhagwan in between when he has set his mind to speak in Telugu? Then he looked around everybody. Suddenly he saw that look of confusion and those eyes changing hands, and people looking here, people looking there. Suddenly Swami said, oh, I forgot. You guys only speak English. No, Americans speak English. But today discourse in Telugu. Who is going to translate? So everyone looked at me, and I looked down because I did not know a word in Telugu then. Everyone looked at me thinking I'm going to translate. No, it was not me. It was not supposed to be me. And then Swami looked at that young boy who was there, 16 or 17 years old. Swami said, you translate. So he said, Swami, but I am coming. Shh, you translate. That's it. Swami was going in that superfluous Telugu of his, that poetical Telugu of his, and whatever Swami would speak, this boy would translate it into excellent English with that proper American accent. And all the people, they were, instead of enjoying the discourse, they were looking at Bhagwan, looking at the boy, looking at Bhagwan, and witnessing a miracle that a child who has come for the first time from America, how does he understand Telugu so well? So all of them thought that this is a big miracle which Swami is showing. So soon after the interview got over, that was a miracle which all of us saw. We all came out, and everybody started congratulating that boy. And they said, my God, what lovely translation you did. I'm sure you must have called for that book, Learn Telugu in 30 days. And you must have learned that Telugu. And Swami knew that you could speak in Telugu. That's why Swami asked you to speak in Telugu. See what lovely translation you did in Telugu. Very good, wonderful. God bless you. And all that. Everyone came and congratulated him that lovely you translated. And the guy was giving such a funny look on his face. Telugu? What Telugu? Then after that, when the last guy came to him and congratulated, he said, please excuse me. It was not Telugu. All this while I heard Swami speak in English. Only thing, the accent was Indian. I just copied every single word of what Swami spoke in English and spoke in an American accent. So it was so easy for me to do. So now imagine a group of 40 people sitting in a room. To that person whom Swami says you translate, he hears it in English. Rest everybody hears in Telugu. So can language ever be a barrier? Where the hearts meet, where Bhagwan comes, he is a true winner. He closes you, he draws you. And would wonder, why would Swami draw you so close? Why would Swami give you these experiences? Why would Swami let you go through this beautiful stage of interview and understand? Because Swami was sowing that seed of samskara into you. He was putting that seed. And you know what does Swami say about chamatkar? He says, when I put chamatkar, when I show a miracle, chamatkar, after seeing the chamatkar, you get drawn towards me. When you get drawn towards me, I sow a seed of paropkar into your heart. And when you get that paropkar, with that paropkar, seed of paropkar in your heart, you go to the society, you can go there and do sakshatkar. This is what? A whole stage which comes in. It is chamatkar, chamatkar se paropkar, paropkar se sakshatkar. This is how a whole ladder goes with Bhagwan, wherein he gives you that miracle. And that instills faith in you, and it makes you understand that how small you are and how Swami is really, really driving your force.